Hello everyone, I am Vijay Thapa and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new course on web designing with HTML and CSS. And in this course we will create a personal portfolio website using HTML and CSS. So without further ado, let's start our tutorial. And in this course we will be using same different approach or same different stages of web designing that I have explained in my previous tutorial. So if you have not watched the previous tutorial where we designed a website using HTML and CSS for a restaurant, so I recommend you to go and watch that video and then come and watch this tutorial, because in this tutorial I will be going a little bit faster. So if you have not watched that tutorial, then I really recommend it. It will be worth your time. But if you have not watched that tutorial and want to continue anyway, then you are welcome. So the different stages that I follow in web designing are: first one is idea mapping, second one is structuring, third one is styling, and the fourth one is making mobile ready or responsive web design. So we followed these different stages to complete a web designing project. So let's start with our first stage, which is idea mapping. So in this stage what I usually do is I just make rough design of a design that I want to create in a piece of paper, or using any node tool, or using UI design tools like Photoshop or Illustrator. Here I have created a rough designing in my note with my pen and paper, and in this rough design I have just put all my ideas and I have created this design, and that's it in this stage. And so let's go to our second section or second phase, which is structuring, where we create different sections like NavBar, about, project, skill, blocks, and footer, and break the whole page into different sections. So let's work on that. So I'll just minimize it for now, and then let's open our code editor, which is Visual Studio Code. We are using Visual Studio Code to make this project. So I will create a new folder. So you can just create a new folder in your home page. I will create a new folder, but it won't be visible here. This is my second screen. So just create a new folder anywhere you like, in any drive you like, and I will give the name of that folder as portfolio, and I will just drag and drop that folder in our Visual Studio Code editor. So here is our project. So I will close it, and I will close getting started, and I will maximize it. And this is our code editor, and here we will create all the files like CSS file and HTML file for our project. So first file I will create is index.html. so create a new file, and here I will create at index.html. so this will be our HTML file, and then along with that we will create a folder to store our CSS file. So I will call it as CSS. This is a folder, and inside that folder let's create a file. So I'll click on this icon, and it will be style.css. that's it. So we have index.html and CSS. Along with that I will create another folder called images to save our images. Okay, so that's it. So we have two folders, one CSS file inside that folder and one index.html. Now let's create our HTML page, HTML document, and the first thing we need is opening HTML tag, head tag, and body tag. Okay, so I'll just use emit for HTML5, and I just created a document. You can just type all of this code. I just used emit shortcodes to generate this document. And here the first line of code is exclamation doctype HTML. It tells that this page is HTML5, and then here we have language, here we have catset UTF-8, and then HTTP equivalent, XAUI compatible to check compatibility. And here we have viewport content. This is for making our website responsive or mobile friendly. Okay, and here we have title tag, and here we will replace the document by portfolio, because this website is for portfolio. Okay, portfolio. And after the title we will add CSS. So here I will write a comment to know, or to easily recognize where I have added the link to CSS. So I'll give a comment, link to CSS, and this is how you write a comment in HTML: open angle bracket, exclamation, and hyphen or 2 minus sign, and end by 2 minus sign and angle bracket close, and between these 2 hyphen sign you can write your comment. Okay, so here I will use link tag, and link rel is equal to style sheet, and here we need to give the link to our style.css file, and our style.css file is inside our CSS folder. So I will create CSS, and inside the CSS folder we have style.css file. Okay, so that's it. And now we will create a HTML tag, or we will write HTML tag that will be actually shown in the browser. Okay, so if you go back to our browser, I will open the browser, and here I will drag and drop our index.html file. I'll just drag and drop index.html file, and nothing is shown right now because we have not written anything inside body tag. We have just written title inside head tag, and this title is shown up here. It shows portfolio. It's portfolio, title is portfolio. So if you change it to anything, portfolio, let's say portfolio of Vijay Thapa, and it will show as, if I refresh, portfolio of Vijay Thapa. Okay, so title is shown above here, and anything we write inside body tag will only be shown in our browser. Okay, so if I write h1, let's say Vijay Thapa, and then it will be shown in browser. Okay, so if we go back to our browser and refresh it, Vijay Thapa. Okay, so that's it. Now let's work on structuring or breaking down our page or home page into different sections. Okay, so first we have NavBar, second we have about, project, skills, blogs, and footer. Okay, so here I will go back, and here I will write a comment. I will start a comment, and I will call it NavBar section start here, and I will copy and paste it here, ends here, and I will here add nav tag, and inside I will just type, let's say right now I'll just give paragraph, and this I'll say menu section. And then first in this phase we will just break the whole page into different sections, like NavBar, about, project, skill, blog, and footer. And in the next phase we will actually start putting actual contents like image and description, and create different boxes. Okay, so right now just create like this, and let's say this will be about section starts here, and I'll copy paste, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, about section ends here. Let's say, let's give division, and that's it. Let's give class as well. Okay, so I'll give class is equals to NavBar, and let's give it class is equals to, this is about, and here like before I will give paragraph, and inside it I will say about section. That's it. I will just copy it again, and I'll paste below them, and this will be if we go back and see our rough sketch, after about we have projects and then skills. Okay, so this will be projects, city as projects, and class will also be projects, and this is not about, this is pro.jcts projects, and about will be pro.jcts projects. Okay, and similarly after projects we have skills section, so this will be skills, and this will also be skills skills. This is skills skills, and this is skills. Okay, so that's it. And after that skills section we have blog, I guess blog. So here we have skills and then we have blogs. Okay, so here after about this is not about skills, this is blog section, and blog, and then here we have blog, and this is also blog section. Okay, so class is blog, and at the end we have is footer section. So I'll just remove it. Instead of div tag we'll be using footer tag. Okay, so we have footer tag for footer, and this will be footer, and I will give paragraph tag, and let's call it footer section. So that's it. And instead of about, this is footer, and this is also footer. So that's it. We have just created different section for our web page. Okay, and always make habit of writing comment as a beginner, because as we write a lot of code inside this section, it will get messy, and it will be difficult to remember where is our different sections. So always make habit of writing comment. It will look more cleaner and professional as well, and when your recruiter or your HR manager or people from HR department want to see your code, it will look more professional. Okay, so always make a habit of writing comment as a beginner. Okay, and that's it for now, and hope you understand the differences between class and ID in CSS. So if we use class, this can be used multiple times in a page. Like I can use same NavBar class inside here, so along with about I can use NavBar as well. And if I create it as ID instead of class, then I would not be able to use it multiple times. Okay, so that's one difference between class and ID, and I want you to go and research on differences between classes and IDs in CSS, and also about writing comment or commenting best practices, as well as indentation. It will help you on professional career. Okay, so let's save it by pressing Command and S or Control and S, and then go back to our browser and let's refresh it. Okay, so we have different section: menu section, about section, project section, skill section, blog section, and footer section. And if you go back here, so we have the same NavBar, and then about, and then projects, skills, blogs, and footer. Okay, so it does not look exactly the same like the one we have shown in our rough diagram, but we will make better than our sketch in our next phase, which is styling. Okay, so let's go back to our code, and now we will start writing style.css, as well as we will try adding different elements like logo, menu, images, and here description, and a lot of other things. Okay, so let's go to our next phase, which is styling. So in this phase we will start creating actual things like menu. So now I will remove this menu section, and instead of this I will add a div with a class of wrapper. Okay, wrapper, and this wrapper, and why I created this wrapper, because I want to have content in the middle, and I want spaces in both of the sides. Okay, so I want spaces here, I want space here, and between those spaces I want to write our content. Okay, so if you haven't understood right now, we will make it understand. And here inside of the wrapper, what we have is we have logo and menu. Okay, so for that we need to create two different divs. So div, and I'll give class as logo, and here for logo I will just type my name for now. You can type yours, but if you want to add image, you can add image as well instead of this name. Okay, so this is for logo, and for another one we will create another div, and here we will give class is equals to menu, and here we will display the menu. Okay, for menu we will be using ul tag, which is honor.list. So here inside that we will create list, and inside the list we will have anchor tag or a tag, and here I will give dummy link for now, which is hashtag or pound sign, and inside this anchor tag we will give the name, let's say about, and I will copy it several times. Copy, Control C. If you leave the cursor at the end and press Control C or Command C, then it will copy the whole link or this whole thing from that cursor. Okay, so I'll just copy, Control and C, Control and V, Command V, and Command V, and Command V. Okay, so about, and under menu will be, let's say projects, and under will be skills, and last one will be blocks. Okay, so that's it. We have 4 different menus, and if we go to browser and see, we have logo, which is name, and we have link, and this is not the way we want to display. We want to display in line and in right side, so we will create this design with our CSS file. Okay, so now we will go to style.css, and here we will write some CSS. So first I will comment it. So to comment out here, we just write /sign and asterisk /sign. Okay, so this is the opening of comment, this is the closing of comment in CSS. Okay, and we can use it as multi-line comment as well if we just move it down. Okay, so here I want to give the name of this theme or this website. I will call it as PRSNL personal portfolio version. Let's say version will be 1.0, and let's say author, and I want to give the name of author, which is my name. I am the author, I am the creator of this site. So this is just comment, just to give credit and the description of the this theme. Okay, so now we will start with, so first we will start with is we will create a we will apply some CSS for whole web page. So for that we will use asterisk sign, and here, and go back, and here I want to reset the margin and padding. So I want to reset the margin will be 0 and padding will be 0, and let's go back, and here we have, if you can see here, we have a little bit space on left side and a little bit space on top as well. But if the CSS is applied, then those spaces, this and this space will be gone. So I'll refresh it. Now all those spaces are gone. Okay, so similarly I also want to add some font family. So let's add font family. I will go with Verdana. I will go with this font family, Verdana, Geneva, Tahoma, and that's it. Let's go to our browser and let's refresh it, and our font family also changed. That's it. So we have applied our reset CSS, or we have applied our custom CSS on our whole page. Now we will start with our top page, which is NavBar section, and for now we will create a CSS for wrapper. So let's create a CSS for wrapper .wrapper wrapper, and here I want to add border. Let's say let's add border of 1 pixel solid red. And if I go to browser and refresh it, here now we can see a border in whole section, but I want to have spaces on left as well as right, and I want this content in the section. Okay, so I want this red box in the center. So for that we will use let's give the width first. We will give width of 80%, and let's go back and refresh. So now we have width here, we have space on the right side, but we do not have space on the left side. For that we will use margin. So margin 0. So this is top and bottom. We do not want to apply margin on top and bottom, but on left and right we will use auto, so it will bring our this wrapper box in center. Okay, so if I refresh it, now our wrapper box brought the whole content in center, and we have space on left and right. Okay, so this is what I want, and I want this to be applied on all of our section. So I will go to this section and add wrapper to those as well. Okay, so here just before about section I will add div class with class is equals to wrapper, and I will just bring this ending div tab down, and then I will just cut it this from here. So now our about section should also be in the middle as our navbar. Okay, so if I refresh it, now our about section is also in the center. Similarly, we will add the wrapper to all of this section. Okay, so let's go back and add all of those. Okay, so I will go here, and here I will create div tag with wrapper class, and inside this div tag I will cut this and paste it here. And indentation is important. Indentation like tab or spaces between parent division tag and child division tag. And similarly we will add wrapper for our skills as well. So div class wrapper, and inside that we will have this section, command X, command V. And similarly for block section, here we will also have div wrapper class wrapper, and inside that we will have paragraph. So I will cut it from outside and paste it inside the wrapper division, and then inside the footer as well, div dot wrapper, and inside this division we will cut this paragraph tag and paste it inside this wrapper. Okay, so I'll just paste it here, and if I go back to our browser and refresh it, all of these sections should be in the middle, and we should have spaces on left and right. Okay, so now all of these sections are in the middle, and we have spaces on left and right. And don't worry about this border. I am just adding this border for a reference or for guideline. After this web design is complete, we will remove this border and it will look amazing. Okay, so just stay with me and follow these instructions, and you will have amazing website. And if you have any confusion, then please leave it in the comment below. I will try to reply as soon as possible. And hope you understand the differences between margin and padding. If you don't know, then please Google it and do some research about margin and padding. And if you want to know from me, please check my previous video where I have explained more about margin and padding as well. Okay, so now let's add other stuff. So if we go back and check our design, what we have is we have logo on top and menu on the right. Now we will work on creating this thing. Okay, so let's go back, and in HTML, in our top section we have logo and menu section, and we have logo and menu. First let's work with menu. So I'll go to style.css, and here I will create a comment again, and here I will call it CSS for NavBar. And here first we will work with menu. So inside the menu we have UL tag, and if you see it, this is vertical but we want it horizontal. So what I will do is, so first we will select our menu class, and inside menu we have UL, and in UL we will select a list style type, and style type will be none. Okay, so menu UL, if you go back we have menu class, and inside menu we have UL, and in UL we have added list style type property value as none. Okay, so if you go back to our browser and refresh it, all of this dot will be gone. Okay, now all of this dot is gone. Now what we want to do is we want to display this not vertically but horizontally. Okay, so let's go back, and here we will target. Now we will target dot menu ul and li, and here in display property we will add inline value as inline. Okay, so display inline menu ul li, so menu ul li, and we want to display in inline. Okay, in a line. So let's go back and I will refresh it. Now they are on same line. Okay, so they are in line, but we want this to be on right and this to be on left. Okay, so let's go back and do that. Now we will add css for logo should be on left and menu should be on right. Okay, so let's go to top and let's select logo css logo class, and for logo we want it to be on left, so for that we will use float, and float will be left, and after logo we have menu and it will be on right. Okay, sorry, float right. And not only that, we also need to give width, so I will give width as 20%, because logo won't need a lot of space, so I will give the space for logo as 20%. And let's also give border just for reference or just for guidelines, so I'll give border 1 pixel solid black, and same here in menu we will give width, let's say 70%, and let's give border of 1 pixel solid black. Okay, so that's it. And in wrapper also, first let's work on this and we will make some update on wrapper as well. So what we have given it for logo, we have given 20%, and for menu we have given 70%, and we have given some border. And since we want logo on left side and menu on right side, we have given float left for logo and float right for menu. Okay, so if we go to browser, so this whole section, this whole red section width is 100%, but we want to split those into two different sections for logo and menu. So I have given for 20% and I have given 70% for menu. Okay, in mathematical terms we should have given 20 and 80%, because 20% and 80%, but we'll be using some remaining percentage or some remaining width for margin and padding, so that's why I have given 20% for logo and 80% for menu. Okay, so let's go back, and here we need to refresh it. So if we refresh it, now we have our menu on right side and our logo on left side, but about section is also at the top. It's a glitch or it's a error, and to fix that we need to add a new class called clearFix. Okay, I will create a new class called clearFix, and it will be, let's say its float will be none, and let's say clear will be both. So right now what is happening is, since we have added float, our about section have also moved to above, because we had 20%, we have 70%, 20 and 70, 90%, and our 10% was remaining. So to fill that gap, our about section from down here moved to up here, and we do not want that. So to fix that, we have created a class called clearFix, and we will use where we do not want to move above. Okay, so we have moved this, we have added float on logo and menu, and after menu we do not want to add that float, so here we will create a division with class clearFix. Okay, so that's it. Now if I refresh, about section is down here, but our logo is at the top and menu is also at the top. Okay, so here I want to add a little bit of space inside our wrapper. It looks congested, so in wrapper I will add padding of 2%. I will give padding as 2%, and if I refresh, it's a lot. And instead of 2%, let's just give 1%. That will be okay. So that's nice. So this looks nice for now. So we have given padding for our wrapper, and here we have our logo, and here we have a menu. And instead of displaying menu on the left side, let's display this menu on the right side. Okay, so for that I will create another class here. After clear fix, here I will call it text dash right, and here I will call, or I will use text align property as right. Okay, so text right, and we will use this class in our menu. Okay, so if we go to menu, along with menu, let's add text dash right, and if we go back to our browser and refresh it, now our menu is on the right side. Okay, so that's it. So we have created text right class to move our menu on the right side. Okay, so that's it. And also here menu ULLI, our menu is a little bit congested, so let's give some spacing. So here, to give the spacing, I will add padding inside menu ULLI. Okay, padding, I'll give it padding of 2%. That's it. Let's go back to our browser and let's refresh it. Now we have nice space in all our links. Okay, so now I want to make it a little bit bold, and I also want to remove underline, and let's change color when we hover over it. Okay, so let's go back, and here if we see the structure, we have menu, and then we have menu and UL and LI, and we have anchor tag. Okay, now we will change the decoration of our link with this anchor tag. Okay, so we will select that anchor tag, menu UL LI anchor tag, and here if we go back, we have underline. So first let's remove our underline. For that we'll use text dash decoration as none, so this will remove our decoration. Let's go back, and if I refresh it, our underline is gone from here. And let's make it a little bit bold as well, so I'll go font weight as bold. If we go back and refresh it, it will be bold. Now it's bold, and let's its default color is bold. Its default color is blue, but I want to forcefully give the blue color, or let it be. So it looks beautiful. Blue is nice for it now, but I want to change its color whenever we hover over our links. So let's go back and do that as well. So for that we will need to select our menu class UL LI and anchor tag, and here we need to add property for our hover. Okay, so for our hover, what I want to do is I will want it to be black color, and I also want back our underline. Okay, so let's do that. Here I will change the color. I will change it to black. So if we go back and refresh, now whenever we hover over it, it changes to black. Okay, so it's currently it's blue, but whenever I hover over it, it changes to black. And let's add that underline as well. So here I will add text decoration and underline. Okay, so here I will give underline, and let's go back. If I refresh, now if I hover over, it changes its color, and it also displays underline as well. Okay, so that's it for menu. Let's make our logo as well a little bit bolder. So I will change the font weight for our logo as well. Okay, so let's go back. If we go back to our logo, so here is our logo, And logo, let's give its font weight as bold. Okay, so let's go back and let's refresh. Now it's bold. Okay, so that's it. We have logo on the left and we have links, menu links on the right. So if we go back and see, we have logo on the left and we have menu on the right. Okay, now we will work on about section, where we have image on the left and description on the right. Okay, and first and that's it. So let's go back to our code and let's go to our index.html page, and here I will remove this paragraph. Instead I will create a division, and here I will display the image. So for now I will just type image. I will create another division, and here I will call it description. Okay, so if we go back to our browser and refresh, so we have image and description, but I want a description on the right side and image on left side. Okay, so for that what we need to do is, if we look at our structure, we want to divide this whole width into two different sections. Okay, so we will be dividing this whole width into two different sections, and for that we will use our CSS. For that I will create a CSS class called col2, so that we can divide whole width into two different columns. Okay, so let's create that CSS. So I will create col2. So I will create CSS at the top. So CSS at the top will be applied for all sections, whereas CSS for a specific section will be created with comment. Okay, so here I will create a class called col-2. so this class will divide the whole width or whole design into two different sections. Okay, so I will give its width as, let's say, 50%, and let's give the border as well for reference purpose. Border 1 pixel, solid black, that's 8, and let's apply 8. So I will go here, and this is image division for image in about section. Here we will create class is equals to col-2, and similarly for description also, class is equals to col-2. Okay, so that's it. Now if I refresh, so we have a column with width 50% and for both, but this description needs to be on right side. For that we will use float. Okay, so let's go back, and in CSS we will give float, and float will be left. So that's it. So let's go back and refresh. Now our description is here, but something is missing. So what we can do is, if we go back, we need to add clear fix as well. Okay, so after this division, this class here, after these two columns here, we need to add division with class is equals to clear fix. Okay, so that's it. If I go back and refresh, now our project section is down here, but our description section did not move in the right side, because if you go back to CSS, and what we have given is, we have given 50%. 50% plus 50% is 100%. So 50 plus 50 is 100%, but we have extra 1 pixel as well. Okay, so that's it. This will become if this is 1%, then 50 plus 50 is 100. 100 plus 1 pixel on both sides is 102%. Okay, so we need to reduce our width from 50 to, let's say, 45%, and if we reduce it, now our description is perfectly showing up here. Okay, so it's moving on this side. So we need to make calculation for that as well. Okay, so this whole width is 45%, and this whole width is 45%, and which is 90%, and along with that we have a border as well, which is extra pixel, or which is extra percentage. Okay, and after that we also shall we add padding? We can also add padding and margin, but for now let's not add those margin and padding. Instead let's add a little bit more width. So let's go with 48%, and if I refresh, it's still working. If I go to 49%, so it's still working. So this is how you just hit and trial and make it work. Okay, so that's it. Now we need to add image on the left side and description on the right side. So if you have any confusion till now, guys, please let me know in the comment below. And if you are feeling a little bit difficult, then you have not watched my previous tutorial, and I have explained all of those things in depth in my previous tutorial. So please, I recommend you to watch that tutorial. And if you have watched my previous tutorial, then this course or this design will be a piece of a cake. Okay, so this will be so easy. For those who have watched my previous video, please let me know in the comment how easy this course is. Okay, so in this image, instead of image, I will add img tag, and here I will give src or location. For that I will add I will go to images folder, and inside that images folder, what I need to do is we need to add some image. Okay, so in this folder I will add some images. So I have already created a folder. So if I let it be over here, I will open my folder where I have created images. So here I have already created some images for this project. So if you want to create the project with same images, then please I will put the link in the description. Please go that and download images from there and add these images inside your images folder. Okay, so you will have one image and two folder. So just copy all of these images and paste it inside your images folder. Okay, so I'll go there and paste inside the images folder. And if we go back to our code editor, now you can see this is our images folder. Inside images folder we have blogs and projects, and I have Vijay Thapa.jpg image. Okay, so if you want to create your own images, then you can use your own images as well. But if you want to use my images and create the same design, then go to the link in the description and download from there. Okay, so that's it. So I will use my image for that, and here src images / I will use this image, which is vijay-thapa.jpg. okay, and do not misspell the name. Okay, .jpg, and this here is alt tag. This is very important for search engine optimization. If you are interested in search engine optimization, then you should know more about alt tag. Okay, so I will give here as Vijay Thapa profile image. So that's it, and let's go back to our browser and see how it looks. I will display the image, and it doesn't look that perfect. It's not of full width, but I want this image to be of full width. So I will create a class to make it of full width. Okay, so let's go to style.css, and here along with col2 or before col2 I will create img.responsive RESPONSIVE to make the images responsive. If the image is bigger than this division, then it will fit inside this division. Okay, for that I will just create a image-responsive class. Okay, so I will just give width 100%. Okay, so that's it, and we will use this class in our image. So img, and here after alt tag I will add class is equals to img-responsive. okay, so that's it. If I refresh, now our image becomes full width. Okay, so that's it. Now here we will add a description. So let's go back to our description section. Here I want to create h1 tag, and here let's say hi, I am Vijay Thapa. That's it. So if I go back and refresh, I can see hi, I am Vijay Thapa. And let's go back and let's add the skills that I have. So after h1 tag I will add paragraph tab, and here I will display skills that I have. Okay, so first one will be software development, and then web development. Let's say web development, and YouTube, let's say content creation, QNTE, and you also add your own skills. Okay, so for now I have added mine, and if I refresh, here I have my skills, and below that what I want is I want my short description, and for that I will create a random text from random text generator, RANDOM, random text generator, and I will just select some random text. But if you have written any text for you, then you can select that as well. Okay, so I will use 2 lines from here. I'll just copy 2 lines, copy and copy, Control C or Command C, and I'll paste it in this paragraph. So that's it. So we can also bring it down here. So I have 2 paragraph. If I go back and refresh, I'll close it for now and refresh. So I have 2 paragraph. If you want more, I will just copy a little bit more and paste it down here, and we can see it here. So here we have now we will make it more beautiful with CSS. Okay, don't worry about it. And after that I want a button. So after paragraph I will also create a button. For that I will use anchor tag, and here I will give a dummy text. Here I will call explore my projects, and then if I go back and refresh, here I have a link, but I want it to be a button, so I will create a button as well. So now we will add CSS in all of this content. Okay, so if we go back, for h1 I will create a class is equals to, let's say, about title, TITLE title, and this will be, let's say, about subtitle. Class is equals to subtitle, and let's create a description class for class is equals to about dash descript, DSCRIPTION, and this link will be button. So class is equals to, I will type shortcut for button, which is BTN. Now let's create CSS for all of this. Okay, so about title I will go to CSS, and let's go and create CSS for our about section. So I will create comment CSS for about section. Okay, so that's it. Now here first we have it about dash title, and if we see the design, I want space below this title, so let's add a margin. So I will call it margin dash bottom. I just want space at the bottom, and margin bottom, let's say 5%. And let's go back to our browser, and if I refresh, now we have nice space below the title, about title. And after that we have this software. This is the subtitle. I want it to be bold, but a little bit lighter color than the main description. Okay, so I will call it a gray color. So what we have is about dash subtitle, and here I will make it bold. So font weight will be bold, and if we go here and if I will refresh it, and it is bold, but I don't want it black, I want it to be gray color. Okay, so I will call it gray color. So let's give a color of gray. Okay, so if I go back and refresh, this is a little bit lighter color. Okay, and I also want space below this subtitle, and I think the space between this main title and subtitle should not be that big, so I will make it 3%, and here I will add margin dash bottom of 5%. Okay, so that's it, and I will refresh it here. Now we have nice space between our subtitle. This is title, this is subtitle, and this is description. Now I want to make this description a little bit bigger, and I also want a little bit space between two lines as well. So let's make our about description a little bit better. About dash description, and here our first thing I want is font size. Font size I will give 1.2 em. That's it. And if I go back and refresh, now it's a little bit bigger, but I want a little bit spaces between two lines. For that we will use line height property, line height, and let's give line height app 35 pixel. And if I refresh it, now we have this space is a little bit more, so I will decrease the space 30 pixel, and I will refresh it. Sorry, I refresh it here, and it looks perfect. And after this description I want some space after this description as well. For that also I will use margin bottom, margin dash bottom of, I will give 5%. Let's go back and I will refresh. Now we have nice space after our description as well. Now we need to make button, so let's create CSS for this button as well. Okay, so I'll go back, and I think at the top, so in index.css we have given btn, this is CSS, and let's go back to the top, and here after image responsive I will create a CSS here, and here I will give let's say padding. Let's say first let's give the background color. Background color I will give blue. I am giving this website a blue theme, so our link will be blue, and our menu will also, our button will be blue, and our most of the important things will be in blue color. Okay, so that's it. So I have given background color as blue. If I go back and refresh the browser, now you can see the blue color, but our text is disappearing. So for that we need to give color as white. Okay, so this will be font color will be white. I go and refresh, so our font color is white, and I want to give some space around the text as well. For that we will use padding. Okay, so here we will give padding of, let's say 2%. Let's go back, and if I refresh, and it looks a little bit nice, and but I do not want this underline right here in my text, so I will change its text decoration. So here after padding, let's say text dash decoration will be none, and if I go back and if I refresh, our underline is also gone. And similarly what we can do is we can add a different design, or let's remove the background whenever we hover over the button. Okay, so here along with background, first what we'll do is let's give the btn, and then we need to add for hover. Okay, so btn hover, whenever we hover over our btn, let's add the CSS. So first we will change background color to white, and we need to change its font color to blue. Okay, so that's it. So if I go back and refresh, and if I hover, our background is gone and font is changed to blue, but I want border around it. Okay, so the best way is to go back to button, and here you can do two different things. Okay, so you can either go to button hover and add border of 1 pixel solid blue. You can refresh it and you can see the border like this, or you can also edit it inside this btn, and it will be applied always. The border will be applied always, and it also disappears on hover. The background also disappears on hover. Okay, so you can do any way you like. Okay, so that's it. So to make or to align it properly, let's add some space between this description and button. Okay, so let's go back, and after the about description I will add more padding, let's say 10%. Refresh. So here we have our nice space, and after this also, after this subtitle also, I will add some space, let's say 8%, and let's refresh. And now I think this looks okay, this looks fine. That's it. That's it. Let's increase a little bit space down here as well. So I will increase, and 12%, it looks okay. So instead of, so that's it for now. I'll just go with 10%. It looks fine. It looks fine now. And after this, let's work on our project section. Okay, so for project section, if we go to our project section, so here is our project section, and if we see here, first thing we have is title, and then we have 4 columns. Okay, first let's create a title. So I will remove this project section paragraph, and here I will create S2. Inside it I will create PROJCTX. I will write projects, and then if I go and refresh, I can see the project title loud and clear, bold and clear, but I want it to be in center. For that I will create another class like text right. I will create a text center class. Okay, I will class, and it will be text dash center. That's it. And if I go to CSS, along with text right, I will create text center, and our text align will be text dash align will be center. That's it. Now if I go back and refresh, now it is applied nicely. That's it. So we can add this text center in all of our headings, for example in skills and blocks as well. So let's go and add those in our skills and blog heading as well. Index.html, in index.html I will remove paragraph for skill section. Here I will use h2, same as our projects, and here this is skill section, and here I will add class is equals to text dash center, and I will copy it and I will remove it. This is block section, and this will be blocks. That's it. If we go back and if we refresh, so all of this our titles are in the center. Okay, so that's it. Now let's go back and let's work on our project section. Okay, so after the title, what we have is, if we see the structure, we have 4 different columns. Okay, so here we have created 2 different columns. Here we need to create 4 different columns. Okay, so let's create those columns. So div, I will create a division, and here I will give class of core-4. Okay, because we are creating 4 different columns in one row. So here I will call it image, because here we will be displaying the image, and above that image we will be displaying title. Okay, so not title, only title. So we will be displaying image and we will be displaying title. So in one row we will have 4 different columns. So like in our structure, here we have 1 2 3 4 columns. We will create 4 different columns here. Okay, so div col1 col4, and we'll copy and paste it 4 times, 2 3 4 times. And after that, we do not want to float those columns, so here we need to add div with clear fix class is equals to clear fix. Okay, so that's it. Now let's create this column. If we go back and refresh, we can see 4 different columns, but they are not in horizontal line. Okay, they are vertically stacked. So for that, to display it on horizontal line, we need to float them. Okay, so let's create a class for col4. So here I'll go to CSS, and along with col2 I'll create col4, and I'll give border in this as well. So border 1 pixel just for guidelines, solid and black, that's it. So if I go back and if I refresh, we can see the border, but they are covering whole width, but we only want to cover 1/4, which will be 25%. Okay, and since we are adding 1 pixel border, or 25 exact 25% won't work, so we will need to add, let's say we will give width of let's say 22% for now, and we will make it, we'll adjust them based on margin and padding we apply on those boxes. Okay, now we have our boxes stacked in a vertical line, but we want them in horizontal, so let's add float. So I will add float left, and then if we go back to our browser and refresh, we can see all of them on horizontal line. Okay, and we do not want I don't want them to be attached together. I want some spaces between them. For that, I will add margin right. So let's add our margin on all side, margin of 2%. Okay, so that's it. So this will apply the margin on all side. So I will refresh it. Now margin are applied, but our width is not enough, so we need to decrease the width. Okay, so I will go to 20%, and if I refresh it, now it's fine and beautiful. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 4 different boxes. Now we need to display images on those boxes. So let's go to index.html, and we'll replace this image with img tag. Okay, so I'll delete it and I'll create img tag, and here we need to go source. For that, I will go to images and slash. So first thing, so if you go to inside our projects images folder, if I go to inside here, I have added 4 different images for 4 different projects, and you can add more as well. And so I will start with, let's say, web design. So web-dsgn.jpg, let's say an alt tag web design, and I will give the title as let's give them a division as well. So division, and I'll give class project as title. Okay, so that's it. And inside this project title, I will write the title as this web design for Vijay Thapa. That's it. And if we go back and if I refresh, I think it's not I think I have missed something in our link, images slash webdesign.jpg, web design DSIMGSRC, images slash projects. We have projects folder as well inside images. So that's what the problem. If I refresh it, we have nice image and title is here, but I want it to appear above here. First we will display images on all of these boxes, and then we will work on displaying this text over the image. Okay, so let's go back, and what we can do is we can also add class is equals to let's give classes img responsive. To display the image in full width, we have created a class called img responsive. Here img responsive, it will display the image in full width. Here we have a small gap because image was small, but if I refresh it, now the image is filled in the box. Okay, so that is. Similarly, let's add other images in other boxes as well. So I will go back to our HTML file, and here what I will do, I will just copy this, and I will paste it here, and I will paste it here, and I will paste it here, and then I will just change the name of the image. Okay, so first one is web design, and second one I will go with let's say content writing, not gonna graphic content creation, let's say graphic content, CREATION, and alt in alt tag also I will change graphic content creation, and here also I will call it graphic content. Similarly, let's go with logo design. I will go with here, I will change it to not this one, only this one, logo design. This will be logo design, and this will be, let's say, a logo design for Vijay. Okay, and the last one will be content writing. Okay, so I will use content writing. So you can use any image you like, but I have already prepared image for those, so I am using those. And the image of similar of same size will look better. Okay, so just keep in mind that. Content writing, that's it. And let's say instead of web design, let's say content writing, content writing, content writing. Okay, so that's it, content writing. Let's go back, and if I refresh, now we have 4 different projects. So first one is web design, second one is graphic content creation, third one is logo design, and fourth one is content writing. Okay, now let's also add link in all of these boxes as well. For that we need to add anchor tag. So before the col tag, I want to apply a link in whole column, so I will add the anchor tag above the column, and I will add dummy link for now, and I will just cut the anchor tag here and paste it here, ending anchor tag. So if you have an actual link of the project you have done, then you can add the link here. Okay, it's better to give the link of like GitHub project or the real project you have created. So if you have any link like that, then paste it here. Okay, so that's it. Similarly, we need to give the link in our second project, hashtag and anchor tag close. I will get this anchor tag close down here. Similarly, for third project, I'll create anchor tag and I'll give dummy link, and closing anchor tag I will cut it from here and paste it down here. And in last project also I will create anchor tag, I'll give dummy link, and I'll cut it from here and I'll paste below the div. Okay, so that's it. So if I go to browser and if I refresh it, now if I hover over them, our cursor changes into pointer. So that means these images or these boxes can be clicked. Okay, so that's it. Now let's work on displaying this title above this image. Okay, for that what we need to do is we need to go back to our design, and in our col4 let's add another class along with col4. Okay, along with col4 I will create a class called project dash box, and we have project title and project box, and we need to give along with col4 I'll pass I'll paste it here. I just copied the project box and along with colfo, give the space and paste it here, and project box, paste all the CSS in all of the colfo section. And let's go to style.css, and in our CSS for about section, not about section, now we are working on CSS for project section, and here now we are working on project box. Okay, project dash box. For project box we will give position as not inherit absolute, absolu position absolute, position project box as relative, we need to give position relative. And after the project box, what we are targeting is, we want to display project title and its position should be absolute. Okay, so if I go to project dash title, we will give its position as not relative, it will be absolute. To move the title, we need to give this position. To make you understand in simpler way, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to make the images of these boxes fixed, and we want to float this text over this images. Okay, so our images will be fixed but our text will be moving. Okay, so if I refresh, our text have moved down, but we need to give its position, we need to give the position of this text. Okay, so to give the position of this text, I will select top, as a reference, and from that top we will give the direction. Okay, so this is top, so we will select top after position approve, and we are targeting our CSS in project title, and I will select top for reference, and here I will give, let's say, 10%. So what it will give, it will do is, it will select the top of our project box, which is this column, and from this top it will push our text to 10% down from top. Okay, if I refresh it, so it is pushing our text 10% down from our top. Okay, if I want this text to be right here, then I may need to push this text to 70% down. Okay, so if I want them in the middle, I can give it, or I can push this 50% down. If I push them 50% down, then they are in the middle, but I want here, so let's push them 70% down. Okay, 70% down. If I refresh, now they are here, so let's give a little bit push, so I will give 75%, and if I refresh, let's push a little bit down, let's give to 80%. Okay, so 80%, I think that will look better. So it looks better, but what we need to do is, we need to change the color of this text. Okay, so we need to change the color of this text, and so let's change the color of this text first, and we will design them later as well. Okay, so to change that text, what we can do is, where is our anchor tag? So this is anchor tag inside our project section. Okay, so we will select the anchor tag, a tag, inside our project section. So let's go to top here, and I will select projects projects, which is main class inside project section, and we will target anchor tag. Okay, so inside the project section, this is the project section, and projects class is the main class for project section. Okay, and we are targeting anchor tag inside project section. So let's target that, and let's make its color as white. I will call it white, and if I refresh it, now they are white. And let's make it little bold as well, so I will make it bold. Font weight, I will give its font width as bold, and I will refresh it, and it's bold, and it's okay. Let's give them padding as well, so I'll give padding of, let's give 2%. And if we go here, and if I refresh it, No, that's okay, but the text is attached to our left side, so let's give it I think padding is not applied. Padding is not applied in our anchor tab. Instead, where we will apply is we'll apply an project title. Okay, so here I will add padding of 2%, and I will go back and refresh. So padding is a little bit padding is applied. We can apply a little bit more as well. So if I add 5%, now we have a nice space right here as well, and I think this looks better for now. And here we have content, we have title on 2 lines as well, and let's add a color change on text whenever we hover over these boxes as well. Okay, so for that what we can do is we can select projects anchor tag. So here I will go projects anchor tag and we will select hover. That's it, and we just need to change color. I will change to light blue, and if I go back and if I refresh and just if I hover over, you can see the change in color. Okay, so that's it guys, we have successfully designed section for our projects. Now we will design the section for our skills. Here we will show a skill meter, or we can call it a skill horizontal bar chart. We will show how much skill or how proficient we are in different skills. Okay, so let's go back to our skills section, and here I'll go to index and let's go to skill section. Okay, so after heading, what we need to create is we need to create a different division, and here I will give it a class of I call it skill box. So what we will do is we will create a skill box, and let's create a division or span of, we are using span element, and I'll give a class of skill dash title, and along with that I will call it skill meter. I will create another div and I will give class of skill dash skill meter. Okay, so what we will just do is so here as shown in structure, or as shown is our scratch, or in this design we will create some graphs like this. So what we need to do is first we will create empty we will create an empty box with a border, and later we will create another box inside that div, so it will be filled. Okay, so first I will just show you here. So this will be the empty box with border, and inside that empty box we will create another div with fill or with color, so that we can show different percentage of fill. Okay, so here we will use inline CSS style style is equals to, and here we will give the inline CSS. So here we will give external CSS. Okay, so this is skill title. Here I will give HTML, and if I go back and if we refresh, here we can see HTML, but nothing is shown here. So we need to target, what we need to do is we need to target we need to create something with skill meter. Okay, so let's create empty box which will be shown on the right side of this title. Okay, so we'll go to CSS, and here I will create a comment and CSS for skill. Okay, so here what we need to do is we need to work on skill meter. So skill meter, let's say dot skil skill dash meter, and let's give a border of 1 pixel, solid blue. We'll go with blue color, and if I go back and if we refresh, here we can see the blue border, but it covers the whole width. We don't want it to cover the whole width. We will use at up to 80%, maybe up to 80%, and rest will be used by this skill title. Okay, so let's create the skill meter with width 80%. So let's go back to CSS, and I will give its width will be, let's say, 80%. And if we go back and if I refresh, now width is 80%, but its space is on right side, and we want to move it on the right side, and on the left side we just want to display the title. For that we will float it on the right side. Okay, so let's give the float right. It will float our box to right side. So if I refresh, so our box is float right. So, and as we have done before, what we need to do is we also need to give float is equals to clear. Okay, so skill box. So after skill box we need to give div and so is equals to fixed. Okay, so after the skill box ends, so this is the start of skill box and this is the end of skill box. Not here, actually we need to give it here because our float is applied in skill meter, not in skill box. So we need to give this after skill box. Okay, so let's add here. So after skill meter we will add clear fix here. Okay, so if I refresh, we can see our skill meter on the right side and title is on the left side. We can increase up to here, so let's increase the width of skill meter. Okay, so we can increase the width to 90%. So increase to 90%, so our skill meter is up to here. Now what we need to do is we need to show the field option as well as empty person based on our experience with different skills. Okay, so for now I will do here, what I will do is here inside of skill meter we will create a CSS to fill the color. Okay, so for that what we will do is we will add background dash color of blue, and we also need to add padding. Let's add padding of, let's say padding of 2%. We'll add padding of 2%. That's it. So what we have given is we have given background color of blue and we have also given padding of 2%. Let's go back and let's refresh. Now our skill meter is filled with a blue color, but we do not want to fill everything. We only want to show based on our experience with our skills. Okay, our fluency or our excellency with our skill. For that what we can give is we can give width inside it. Okay, width. So here what we will do is I will give, let's say 70%, and if I go back and if I refresh, now we have a nice border and our skill is filled up to 70%. So this is how you can create a progress bar or a horizontal graph. Okay, so here we have a skill with 70% fluency or 70% excellency. If I create another skill with another width, like if I give it 30%, it will be filled less, so it is 30% filled. So let's add multiple skills. To do that I will just copy this skill box from here to here, copy skill box. Let's go down and let's paste another one as well. So HTML, and I will call it CSS, and I will call it PSP, and let's add another as well. I will call it database. Okay, database. And if I go back to our browser and if I refresh it, now we can see 4 different skills. Let's change the percentage. So let's say I am my fluency or how experienced I am with HTML is, I will go with 90%. CSS, let's say 70%. PHP, let's say 80%, and for database, let's say 50%. Okay, so if I go back and if I refresh, you can see different skills for different meter for different skills. Okay, now we need to add some margin below the skill so it will be separated. So let's go back and let's go to style, and here in skill meter, skill meter, where should I think instead of skill meter we will just select skill box and apply CSS on that. Okay, so I will go and select I think skill box is at the top, skill dash box, and here let's say margin dash bottom, let's say 3%. Okay, so let's go back and if I refresh it, so this is nice. Okay, so it looks nice. For now we need to work on some spacing up and down as well, but it looks nice. Now let's work on making this title a little bit bigger, and we also let's try to make it in the center. Okay, so for that let's go back to our CSS, and I think we have given skill title as well. So I have given the skill title, so we will select this class. So here along with the skill meter, before skill meter we'll select skill dash title, and here let's give the font size. We'll give the font size of let's say 1.3 em. Let's go back, and if I refresh, it's a little bit bigger. To make it in the center we will use line height, line height. So line height will be, let's say 30 pixel. We will just hit and trial, we will just experiment with the numbers. Okay, so it doesn't look that in the center, so let's increase 35 pixel. Let's go back and refresh the browser. Now it's a little bit down. So if I go down and let's give it 40 pixel, and if I refresh it, now it's a little bit down as well. So you just experiment with the numbers. Okay, and if you once you get the sweet spot, and then you can go with it. Okay, so I'll just give it let's say I think I'll give it 50 pixel, and that will be fine for now. But if you want to fine tune, if you want to get the sweet spot, just experiment with it. Okay, experiment with the numbers. So this is how you can create a simple and easy this progress bar, or you can call it horizontal chart. So what I have done is I have created a div. If we go back here, I have just created a div, one div. Here we have is skill meter. This skill meter has a border. Okay, this skill meter has a border here. This skill meter just has a border, nothing other than that. It doesn't have anything. Okay, so it just has a skill border, and inside that skill meter I have created another div, but this div has padding as well as background color as well as padding, and we have given width to it. Okay, so this skill meter do not have background color, so that's why we can see whether it's filled or not. If it had a background color, like if I had given background color here like blue, then it would not, our progress would not be seen here. Okay, so that's why I have not given background color here, but instead of the same color as this filled background color, what you can do, you can give another color like red, and it will be separated as well. Okay, it will be separated as well, but I did not want to do multiple color, so I just remove the background color and just give on the border and filled the color based on percentage. Okay, so that's it, guys. Hope you understand it. If you have difficulty in understanding, then please let me know in the comment below. I will try to make you understand as easily as possible. So that's it. I think that's it for our skills section. Now let's work on our block section. Okay, so if we go back to our structure or design, what we have is title here, and then we have 3 different columns. Okay, so here we had 2 different columns, here we have 4 different columns, and here we have 3 different columns. Okay, So for that, what we will do is we will create another columns at the top. I will go to at the top, and along with col2 and col4, here I will create another column col-3 because I need 3 columns. And let's give border for now, border 1 pixel solid black. Let's give the width for now, I will give the width of 30%. It's all mathematics, guys, and we also need to float. Okay, float left. That's it. Now let's go to our index.html, and here in block section, here we will create those boxes, okay, for blog. So div, and we will give class is equals to this will be col-3, and inside this column what we have is, if we see the structure, we have image and then title. That's it. Okay, so first we had image and then title. Okay, that's it. So for that, if I go back and refresh, so we have image and title. This is our section. We will make 3 different like this. And if I will just copy, Control C or Command C, paste. That's it. And after that, we also need to add a division for clear fix. Okay, so CLX class is equals to clear fix. So that's it. We have 1, 2, 3 columns, and we have clear fix. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3 and clear fix. Now we also need to give margin between these, so let's give the margin. I will give the margin of 2%, not here. Let's go here, column 3, and let's give margin of 2%, and let's go back again and I will refresh. Now we have margin, but our width become maximum, so we need to decrease the width. So here we will decrease it to, let's say, 28%. It's hit and trial, guys. Now it looks perfect. Now our this one is up here, so I have given 28% width. Now what we need to do is we need to add the image, and below that image we will have title. Okay, so that's it. And for that image I will use image tag, and in src we need to give to images / blocks. So here inside the images folder I have blocks folder as well, and along inside these blocks I have 3 different images: freelancing, passive income, and side hustle. So first start with freelancing, freelancing.jpg, and alt cing, and in title I will use as3 tag, so as3, and here I will give it as and FRELAN, freelancing for beginners or freelancing for developers. Okay, so I will give the title as freelancing for developers. And for image I want to give the class of image is equals to responsive that I have created, image responsive. That's it. So let's go back and refresh. Now here we have image, nice image, and we have a title as well. And same as before in our project, I also want to give the link for our whole column. So just before the column I will add anchor tag here. So here I will create an anchor tag and I will give dummy link. And if you have your blog posted on anywhere like Medium or dev.to or LinkedIn, you can add the link to that blog here. So I'll just cut it from here and I'll paste it here. And similarly let's create others as well. So anchor tag, hashtag or £sign for default link or dummy link, and then ending anchor tag similarly for here, a and dummy link, and I will ending tag at the end. Okay, so that's it. And instead of this image I will use img tag, and src is equals to images slash block slash I will use another image which is passive income, passive dash income dot jpg, and in the alt section we will give passive income for developers, and in title we are using s3 tag, so I will use s3 and I'll give the title as PSSIV, passive income for developers. That's it. Similarly, in last box or last block, I'll use img tag src images slash blocks slash, last one is side hustle sd dash hustl is side hustle just jpg, and let's give the alt tag as well, side hustle for developers, and title will be s3. So s3 side hustle for developers. Okay, so that's it. Now we need to give class for image as well. Class is equals to img dash responsive, and here also class is equals to img dash responsive. So that's it. Now let's go back to our browser and let's check. So if we go back, now here we have nice image, and here we have title, but I want it to have a little bit of spacing. So what I want to do is I will give the class for our title as well. So along with s3 I will pass class is equals to blog-tle block title. Okay, so I'll just copy it from here and paste it inside s3 and s3. That's it. And in style.css let's add the class or css for those class. So here I'll create a new comment and css for blocks, and here let's tag or let's add css for blog-tle, and first thing I want is padding of 2%. Let's see how good it will look. This look nice. For now I think this look nice, but if you want more you can add more as well. This is for top and bottom, and let's add 5% for, I think this is for left and right. Oh, so what we need to do is, this is for left and right, this is for top and bottom. I just want 2% for left and right and 5% for top and bottom. If we go back, now we have a little bit more space in top and bottom, and 2% padding on left and right, 5% on top and bottom. Okay, so that's it. We have also created a link, we have also created a blog section. Now let's work on our footer section. Okay, so if we go back and see the structure, what we have is we have a button to download the resume, and another one is link to our social media profile. Okay, so let's go back and let's go to index section, and here instead of footer section what we have is two sections. So we have two section, two columns, so I will use col2 for them as well, and in one column I will use download resume button, and another I will use this link. Okay, so let's go back, and here I will create div, and the class will be is equals to column2, because we are dividing the whole width into two columns. That's it. And another will be div dot, let's say, col2, this is shortcut, and then here we have is I will add anchor tag, a tag, and link will be href link or dummy link. If you have a proper link to your resume or CV, you can add the link here, and here I will add download my resume. Okay, so if I go back to our browser and if I refresh it, so here I have download resume is here, but I want a special button. Let's add some padding in our footer section as well, because the footer is not visible. So here I will add this is CSS for blog. Now let's create CSS for footer. Okay, so here I will add target footer, and I will add padding and top and bottom. I only want top and bottom 2% and AUTO auto. Okay, so let's go back and I'll refresh. It's not applied, I guess. Now I think I'll remove this auto from 0, the auto to 0, and if I refresh, now our CSS is applied in footer, our padding is applied in our footer, and instead of this link I want it to add a button, so I will use the same CSS of this button. Okay, so let's go back to our footer and index.html. Here in anchor tag I will add class is equals to button, it was not like this, btn. So if I go back and if I refresh, now I can see the button down here. Okay, let's add a little bit more padding top and bottom. So if I go to CSS and footer, I think I will add 5%, and if I refresh we have more space. I think let's not add on top and bottom, we only add on bottom. Okay, padding dash bottom 5%, that's it. I think that will be okay. So that's it, we have padding on bottom and not here, and here we have nice button here to download the resume, and here we will add the link to our social media profile. Okay, for that we will be using unordered list ul li. Okay, so let's add ul unordered list like our menu li, and we will add anchor tag, and here domain link, and we will give the link to our profile like GitHub. If you are a developer, then you should know GitHub, and I will only give important major social media links. So first one GitHub, second one will be LinkedIn, and third one will be dev.to, and fourth one will be Medium. Okay, medium.com. okay, so these are the 4 major social media sites you need to know about if you want to have a good career in technology field. Okay, so these 4 are the major social media sites for developer or designer or anyone who want to have a good career in tech field. Okay, so if you are not on any of these things, go research and make some profile on this thing and get involved in tech community. Okay guys, so let's go back and I will refresh. They are in vertical line, but we want to make it in horizontal, so let's go back to CSS and we will do it with CSS. Okay, so for now we are inside footer, and this is footer, and we will be targeting ul li. Okay, so let's go to footer ul, and list style type will be none. So if I go back and refresh, its dot is gone. Now we will display it in horizontal line. Let's go back. Now we will target footer ul li, and let's display in line. That's it. And if I go and refresh it, now it's showing in our horizontal line, but I want to give it some spacing, so I will give the padding. So let's add padding and give the 2% padding, and that's it. And I think that looks pretty better. But if we see the structure of our design, our footer on the right side, so I want them to be on the right side as well. Okay, for that what I will do is I think we have created a text right CSS, right? So here we have text right, so I will use this class to align them into right. So I'll go to col2, and here I will add text as right. Okay, so that's it. If I go back and if I refresh, I should be able to make them in right side, so they are on right side. Okay, so that's it guys, we have successfully designed all of this section. Now I want to make it more beautiful by adding some spaces between different sections. Okay, so I want to add space between this section and this section, this section and this section. So let's go and add those spaces. Okay, so first our section is our about section, so let's go to CSS in our about section. So I'll go to styled CSS. Let's go to CSS for about, CSS for about section. So here if we check the HTML, we have created here class called about, so I will target that. So here class about, and here I will add margin bottom. Okay, margin bottom, so margin bottom, so I will add margin bottom of, let's say 5%. Okay, so if I go back and if I refresh, now I have nice space after our about section. Okay, similarly let's add some space after project section. So I will target project section. Now I will just copy it and I will go to project section, and here I'll paste it, and instead of about, this is projects. Okay, so if I go back and if I refresh, now we have nice space after project section. Similarly let's go back to skills section and let's add some space after skills section. So I will go back and skills section, so here is skills, I'll paste it here, and this is not about, this is skills. Save it by pressing Ctrl and S or Command and S, and let's go back and refresh. And after the skill section also we have some space, and after blocks as well we will add some space. Let's go to blocks. So here I'll paste it here, and this is not about, this is blocks. If I go back and if I refresh, sorry, I think this is not blocks, this is only blog. Okay, so blog, if I refresh it, now we have nice space out here. Now I think we need to add some space after this as well. So after skills I want to add some space. So what we can do is let's create a class with margin bottom 5. So I will create a class, so along with col1, col2, col3. So after button I will create a class mb-5, which will be margin dash bottom 5%. Okay, that's it, and we will go to index and we want to apply it on skills section. So let's go to skills section, and here along with text censor I will add mb-5. okay, I think other have pretty good space between projects, and blocks also add pretty good space. If you want to add space on this section also you can add, but right now I am only adding the margin on skills. Okay, so I'll refresh. Now we have pretty good space between skills and all of this progress bar. Okay, so that's it guys, we have successfully designed our profile or portfolio using HTML and CSS. Now we still have a last stage or last phase, which is making it mobile responsive or mobile ready or making it responsive. But before going to that section, I want to remove all of these borders now and see how beautiful it looks. Okay, so let's go back and let's go back to our CSS, and now we will remove all of this border. Okay, now we will start with wrapper, and then let's go down, and not button, let's go down. In col2 also we'll remove border, in col3 also we'll remove border, and col4 also remove border, and then in logo also we'll remove border, in menu also we'll remove border. I think that's it, that's all the borders we have. So now let's save by pressing Ctrl and S or Command S, and let's go back to browser and let's refresh. Now see how beautiful it looks. This is pretty amazing, right? So this look pretty amazing. So if you go to scroll, if you scroll down, and if we go down, now it looks pretty amazing, guys. So this is what we have created so far. Now before going to making it mobile responsive, let's add link or internal link. So whenever I click in project, it should display the project section. If I click on skill, it should go to our skill section, and if I click on blog, it should go to blog section. Okay, for that we will use internal links. Okay, so let's go back to our HTML. So it is done with HTML. It is not that hard, it is really easy. You just need to know how to use it. Okay, so first let's go with about section, because we have menu for about, project, skills and blogs. Okay, so let's go to about section, and here along with class we will create id and give it about. Okay, name about, id value will be about. Similarly, let's go to project section. So along with class, let's give id and its id will be projects. Okay, that's it. And then similarly in skills, we will give its id as skills. And if we go down here, along with class for blog, we'll give id, it will be blog. Okay, so id is equals to blog, class is equals to blog. So that's it. Now we need to add link in our menu. Okay, so go to the top, and after the href along with hash or pound sign, type the id that we have just given. So first one is about, second one is projects, third one is skills, and fourth one is blog, I think. So if we go down here, blog is id is blog. Okay, so that's it. Let's go back, and first we need to refresh. I will refresh, and if I click on blog, it goes to blog section. If I click on skills, it goes to skills section. If I click on about, it displays about section, and if I click on projects, it goes to project section. Okay, so this is how you add internal links in your menu or in your website. Okay, so that's it, guys. Now we are almost at the last phase, which is making it mobile responsive. Okay, so this is not mobile responsive yet. And before going to mobile responsive, I want to ask you whether you find it difficult or not. If you find it difficult because you have not watched my previous video, so it's really very essential to watch my previous video and then come back here. If you have watched, then you have found it really easy, and I can say that from here. If you don't find it's easy after watching the first video as well, let me know in the comment below. Okay, and if you also find it easy, and if you recommend others to watch my previous video before watching this, then please let them know in the comment below. Okay, so that's a request for you guys. And if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe. And if you are liking this video so far, or if you are liking this tutorial so far, then please give it a thumbs up. Okay, so now we will work on making it responsive. Okay, so if I right click and click on inspect, you can see the site is not responsive. Look, this is not good. So to do that, we will use media query in our CSS. Okay, so in style.css here we will create a rule for different screen size. So here I will create CSS for mobile devices. So here we will write a rule with a media query in CSS. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to add @media screen and @media only screen, and here we will target a specific screen size, only screen, and max width 768 pixel. So when the screen size of the width of the screen is less than 768 pixel, then this CSS will be applied. Okay, so first we'll start with logo. So here we have logo. For logo we had given different size, which is 20%. Now we will give 100%. Okay, sorry, in CSS file, for logo we'll give width 100%. Let's go back, first save it, let's go back to browser and let's refresh. Now our logo has a full width, but let's align it to center. Okay, so text that center tx align is equals to center, and let's go back and I'll refresh it. Now it's in center and it contains whole width. We can also give its margin bottom, bottom. I will give it margin bottom as 2%, and if I go back and refresh, now we have a little bit space after our logo, and we also need to give full width for our menu. So let's go, and here we will target our menu .menu. Previously we had width, so here is logo. For menu we had 70% and float right. So here we will give width of 100%, and we'll also text align center. That's it. And if I refresh, now we have our menu on center. Okay, so after that I will also give margin bottom as well for this as well. So margin bottom 5%, and go back, and if I refresh, now we have some space below. And now we need to make this image of 100% as well, and we also give this also 100%. For that we just need to give the width to our columns. Okay, so if we go to the top, we had a different width, 49%, for 28%, 20%, etc. So first we will tag first we will select col2 and we will give width of 100%. If we go back and if I refresh, it will apply on all the columns. So where we have used col2, we'll have the width of 100% now. Okay, so that's it. And what we can do is we can also apply. So first we will go through the columns. So here we have another column, which is this is column 4. So we need to add the similar for column 4. So if I go, what I can do is I can just give the width as 100% for column 4 as well. So if I refresh, now it has nice 100% width. Okay, so instead of giving separate, instead of writing different CSS in separate and the value is similar, what we can do is I can just put the comma here, and then I can add in a same place. Okay, so this will be applied in both of the places. So if I refresh, it's still applied in column 4. Similarly in our column 3, this is col 3, we will also apply for this col 3. So let's go back and I will just put the comma and col dash 3. Okay, so that's it. Let's go back, and if I refresh, now it's also applied for our columns, for blocks as well. Okay, so now it's almost done. What I want to do is inside the col 2, I want to align the text in center. So let's go to col 2. For only col 2, I want to align the text center. Plus cal col dash 2 text align center. Or what we can do is, instead of doing this, I will add a text align here, and it will be applied on all of the columns. And let's have replace. So it's text on center, and its text is also on center, and this text is also on center. Okay, so that's it. And I think after column 2 we need to add some spacing, and here you can see there's some problem. So after column 2, or after every column, let's add some margin. Okay, so what I will do is I will add some margin. So margin bottom, let's give 5%, and let's go back and I'll refresh. So it has nice margin and nice margin here as well. Okay, so that's it. We can give more margin as well. So I will give margin, let's say margin of 10%. If I refresh, now it's pretty nice. We have between two boxes we have pretty good space, and in blog also we have good space, and here also we have good space, and here is also nice space between image and text. So that's it guys, we have almost made it done. Now we need to work on skill section. Let's give the width for skill section. So let's go back, and if we go back to skill section, what we have given is, I think we need to work on only one thing, which is for skill meter we have given 90%. Let's give the width for skill meter of 100%. So we'll target on that. I will go and here plus meter and width of 100%, and let's go back and let's refresh, and now it's pretty good. Should we add margin? It looks good for me, it looks good. So I think so this is it. So I will just toggle here. So here is the option to go to full width. So this is how it looks on full width or full screen width, and this is how it will look on mobile devices. Okay, so this is it guys, we have successfully created our personal portfolio website using HTML and CSS only, and it's pretty awesome. If you have liked this tutorial, then please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends and family so that they can also learn web design for free. And if you have any confusion, then please comment below. I will try to reply to all of you as soon as possible. And the main aim of these tutorials on HTML and CSS is to make you understand how to use different HTML elements and combine them together to design a beautiful website, and not only beautiful, more functional as well. Now if you want to learn more, then what we can do is you will have to learn more about color psychology as well as brand identity design. So please learn more about color psychology and brand identity design, and please let me know in the comment below why I have used blue color in this project as a primary color. Okay, so if you know more about color psychology, or if you want to take my suggestion and learn more about the color psychology, and if you understand the meaning of this blue color, then let me know in the comment below. Okay, so that's it guys, and I think this will be the last course on web design using HTML and CSS only. In the next course we will learn basics of Bootstrap framework for web design. And if you have watched my these two courses where we created this personal portfolio website and restaurant website with HTML CSS, then you have understood pretty much understood structuring the website and writing the custom CSS, and it will be a piece of a cake to make a website with Bootstrap framework. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on next course where we'll design website with Bootstrap. Till then, stay safe, take care, see you soon, bye bye.